Hello. Yes, this is the newly established research center at the MNAC. This is the ground floor of MNAC. Center is the public accessible wing of the documentation archive. It used to be closed and invisible inside the museum. It was known by the students, by the specialists, by researchers and art historians, and now it is visible with the library and the dossiers in the back, in the front. In fact, you enter the museum and you have the full wall upstairs of dossiers. This is it. This is a part of all of them. The legend says, this is the legend I've heard when I was employed by the museum, that there are 18,000 such dossiers.
No, there are not.
Maybe. We are still in the process of counting them and controlling all this and making a total comprehensive list of dossiers. So in the back there are a few hundreds, maybe,
Yeah.
1,000, 2,000, and here a few thousand,
Yeah.
maybe something like that. Yeah. On the other hand, what I wanted to say is that art researchers usually know about all the entire collection of dossiers, and it happens that sometimes they want to consult the back dossiers because they know that the names, so you know it's not a completely unknown. So we have the new dossiers. We call them dossiers. They are folios, in fact, paper cases like yours. These ones with labels are the oldest ones. I think they were commissioned in great number in the 60s when this archive was established. 26,000 works which are not at our place, which are not ours. We don't have physically, but 6,000, because the majority of them were gathered, redistributed, never coming back, because sometimes you have disposition of definitive transfer. As far as I could see in the museum, these dossiers contained CVs and catalogs and slides and photos and flyers, but flyers and catalogs and CVs were also floating around the dossiers. When we were hired, they were floating in the museum in a kind of semi-structured units of the catalog collection, the posters collection, the slides collection. Some of them were more structured and acknowledged, the others were less. So you had, of course, the dossier couldn't contain in reality everything. You had materials all over the place. And what we did was to reorganize this. Come on. We have the catalog collection. We have the slides collection, and it's clear. We have the poster collection, and it's clear. We have the video cassettes collection, and it's clear. Namely, in the 60s, 70s, they documented everything. It was this utopia of everything, the entire art scene. In the 90s, they still documented everything, the entire art scene. In the 2000, they still wanted to document anything. Cerasela is smiling because she has a very strong point in that debate. After the museum was established as such, as a museum in 2001-2, and it opened in the Palace of the Parliament, a new criteria emerged. We have a curatorial activity of its own inside the museum. We should document the curatorial activity of the museum. What is happening in the museum, the museum's collection, normally, how else? So you have two lines of documentation, in theory. The art scene and the MNAC activities, they are not the same thing. There are huge differences between the two of them. Do you have people, enough human resource to document both of them, or at least one of them? Comprehensively? No. Okay, afterwards we had the Call for Dossier project in 2005, and this was meant to add more information about the young artists. And it was indifferent to the fact that they were exhibited by MNAC, curated by MNAC, or owned by MNAC. They were just young artists from the art scene. So we were involved in documenting the art scene. Then afterwards we had DocuMNAC in 2007, which was finally a project that Cerasela likes because it's concerned only about the activity of MNAC, our collection.
In this sense, do you only focus on Romanian artists?
Only. Yes.
And
From
how
the
do you
very
define
beginning.
this? Because there are many Romanian artists living or practicing abroad, and
They are still Romanians.
in that sense that you document
From the
them.
very beginning, from the 60s, being a closed state, a closed world, you couldn't do international research. It was impossible. So this utopia of everything regarded only the Romanian space, of course. Afterwards, this focus was kept. Yes, we are mainly documenting the Romanian art scene. We are still documenting artists that now currently function abroad. Mircea Cantor, Adrian Ghenie, Viktor. Absolutely, but we regard them as Romanians. It's not you know what I mean. This is a false problem. There isn't any problem here. They were born in Romania, and that's it. We don't get into what's the debate here. They are all together. They were all together. They were documenting horizontally, if you want, which is the best. They didn't. Those museographers understood that they shouldn't apply judgments to this, just collect them and leave the future to select and to come and apply labels on the entire archive. Just collect them, put them there, maintain them. It was a very honest work in that sense. So we are grateful to the work of those museographers. They just delivered us this huge material, and we should find out what to do with it.
And Daniela told me something about this database. It is designed using an SQL server platform with a Microsoft interface. So it consists of many tables, interrelated tables, and each table it's related to an item of the documentary archive. So we have a table or a form for the library, a form for the exhibition catalogs, a form for our posters, a form for the bibliography references, for the press articles, another form for artworks, and all these forms or all these tables are interconnected by the ID artist, so identification number of the artist. So the link between is the artist, and this database is built around an artist.